Naples is the cruise port that punishes the wrong choice. Your ship docks at Stazione Marittima with a long Mediterranean day ahead of you and 5 world-class options on the table: Pompeii, Vesuvius, Capri, the Amalfi Coast, or Naples itself. Pick wrong, and you spend the entire day on a coach or a ferry queue and miss the ruins, the volcano, and the pizza that started the genre. Pick right, and you stand in the streets of Pompeii where time stopped in 79 AD, then eat the pizza they invented for a queen on the way back to the ship. This guide covers every real option from the cruise dock, the timing math, and the new visitor cap that has rewritten how you plan a Pompeii day. Your ship docks at Stazione Marittima on Molo Angioino, the main passenger terminal in the heart of Naples. It is one of the most convenient cruise ports in the Mediterranean. Piazza Municipio is a 5-minute walk from the gangway. The medieval Castel Nuovo is right there as you walk off the pier, and Piazza del Plebiscito and the historic center are 10 to 15 minutes on foot. There's a metro station called Municipio about 1,000 feet from the terminal that connects to the rest of the city. Some smaller vessels berth at Molo Beverello, the Hydrofoil pier, which is even closer to the ferry departures for Capri. A quick note on tours. Cruise line excursions are easy, but you often pay much more for the same experience. Local tours usually offer smaller groups, better value, and more time at the actual sites instead of waiting in big groups. And the reputable ones know cruise timings and build in a sensible return buffer. There are 5 real choices today. The first 3 are the famous inland day trips: Pompeii, the Vesuvius crater hike, and the Amalfi Coast via Sorrento. The 4th is the Hydrofoil to Capri. The 5th is Naples itself, which most cruisers skip and which is, frankly, the city most likely to surprise you. The right answer depends on how much time you have and how much driving and queuing you can take. Most Naples calls are 9 to 10 hours, enough for 1 big inland trip plus a Naples walk or 2 smaller stops, but not enough for the everything pass that the cruise line brochure promises. If you would rather not commit to a long inland day, here is the easy win plan for the first hour off the ship. Walk out of the cruise terminal past the Castel Nuovo on your right and into Piazza del Plebiscito. The piazza is one of the largest in Italy, ringed by the Royal Palace on one side and the neoclassical Basilica of San Francesco di Paola on the other. From there, the Galleria Umberto Furi's, a 4-story glass-roofed arcade from 1890, is 2 minutes walk, and the Teatro di San Carlo, the oldest continuously active opera house in Europe, is right next door. You can do this loop in 45 minutes and be back on the ship for lunch if you decide that is enough. Pompeii is the headline option, and it is where the new rules matter most. Here is something most cruisers planning this port do not realize. Since the 15th of November 2024, Pompeii has enforced a daily visitor cap of 20,000 admissions, split into timed slots. Between 9 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, the park admits a maximum of 15,000 visitors. Between 1 in the afternoon and 5:30 in the afternoon, the park admits another 5,000. Tickets are personalized. Your name goes on them and you show ID at the gate. The cap was introduced after Pompeii took over 4 million visitors in 2024, with peak Sundays hitting 36,000 admissions in a single day, and the ancient ruins were quietly being walked into dust. The practical effect for a cruise day is this: you cannot just turn up. You book online in advance, you pick a time slot, and if your ship arrives late or your transport runs slow, you can lose your slot entirely. Cruise line excursions handle the booking inside the package price. Independent cruise-aware operators do the same. Your first practical trap at this port is the Circumvesuviana train. Circumvesuviana is the local commuter line that runs from Napoli Centrale to Pompeii to Sorrento every 20 to 30 minutes for under €5 each way. On paper, it is the cheap do-it-yourself option. In practice, it is a hard seat. No air conditioning, frequently overcrowded train, famous for pickpockets working tourist carriages. The Italian newspapers cover delays and cancellations regularly. If you do Pompeii yourself from a cruise stop and the train back from Pompeii is 40 minutes late, your ship on time math collapses. The fix is one of three things. Take a cruise line bus excursion that handles the transport. Book the Campania Express, a tourist-only train on the same track with guaranteed seats and air conditioning for about 5 times the regular fare, with 4 departures a day. Or take a local tour with a small van. The Circumvesuviana works for travelers with flexible time. It is not the train for a cruise day. Pompeii ruins still earn that reputation. The park covers about 150 acres, roughly a third of the original Roman city, with the rest still buried. You walk the original Roman streets between original Roman walls, look into bakeries that were halfway through baking when the volcano erupted, and see the plaster casts of people frozen in the positions they died in, including the famous dog. Allow 3 to 4 hours minimum inside the park to do the highlights. Allow another hour and a half each way for transport. That is a 6 to 7 hour day before you have eaten anything. The Circumvesuviana drops you at Pompeii Scavi Villa dei Misteri station, 50 yards from the entrance. If you only do one thing today, this is the one. Pompeii is one of 3 or 4 sites on the Mediterranean cruise circuit that genuinely change how you think about ancient Rome. Walk down the Via dell'Abbondanza, the main commercial street of the old city, and the shop fronts and the wheel ruts and the paving stones are still there. 2,000 years compress into one afternoon. There is an alternative most cruisers miss. Herculaneum is the other Roman town buried by the same Vesuvius eruption in 79 AD. It is the Circumvesuviana stop before Pompeii, about 20 minutes closer to Naples. It is a fraction of the size of Pompeii, about a quarter, but in some ways it is the better cruise day stop. There is no visitor cap, the entrance fee is lower, the site is more compact so you can do it in 2 hours instead of 4, and the preservation is actually better. Pompeii was buried under ash. Herculaneum was buried under pyroclastic flow, which carbonized wooden beams, door frames, food, even loaves of bread. You walk past a counter where the carbonized wood is still in place, then past a wine bar with the amphorae still on the shelf. If you tried to book Pompeii and missed the slot, or if the cap day is too crowded, Herculaneum is the smart pivot. You do not need a Circumvesuviana ticket all the way to Pompeii. Ercolano Scavi is the stop before. Vesuvius is the natural pairing for Pompeii, and many cruise line excursions combine them. From the same Circumvesuviana stop at Pompeii or Ercolano Scavi, a shuttle bus runs up the mountain road to the Vesuvius crater car park. From the car park, it is a 20-minute walk up a switchback gravel track to the rim. The crater itself is sulfur vent active, and the rim walk gives you the view of the entire Bay of Naples on one side and the volcano interior on the other. The park entrance fee is around €10. Combined Pompeii and Vesuvius shore excursions usually package both for 8 to 9 hours total. If you're choosing between them, do Pompeii. Vesuvius is one good view, Pompeii is a whole afternoon of them. Lunch in Naples is the easiest decision of the day because Naples is the place where pizza was invented and there is no reason to eat anything else. The Margherita pizza, tomato, mozzarella, basil, the red, white, green of the Italian flag was supposedly created in 1889 by a pizzaiolo named Raffaele Esposito at a pizzeria still standing on Salita Sant'Anna di Palazzo. He made 3 pizzas for Queen Margherita of Savoy, who was visiting Naples, and named the one she liked best after her. Here is the historical nuance most cruisers do not know. Food historians have looked at the actual letter and the royal signature and concluded the whole story is probably a marketing invention from Esposito's restaurant. Pizzas with those toppings already existed in Naples 30 years earlier. The legend is too good and Pizzeria Brandi still trades on it, but the Margherita pizza was a Neapolitan thing before it was a royal thing. Eat one anyway. Try Damicele, Gino Sorbillo, or 50 Kalo if you want the lines that locals queue in. A proper Neapolitan pizza is 6 to 9 euros and is served on a plate the size of a hubcap. Now the midday decision point. You have walked out of the port, you have eaten lunch, and your ship sails between 4 and 6 in the afternoon. The fork looks like this. You can spend the afternoon walking Naples itself, the Centro Storico, Castel Nuovo, Spaccanapoli, the underground catacombs. You can have already gone to Pompeii and you are coming back for an early Neapolitan dinner. You can be on a fast hydrofoil to Capri for a half day on the island. Or you can be on the Amalfi Coast bus from Sorrento looking at Positano from the Sita bus window. None of these is wrong, but only one or two fit a single cruise day. The Hydrofoil to Capri leaves from Molo Beverello 2 minutes from the cruise terminal. Hydrofoils take 45 to 50 minutes each way and cost about 25 euros. There are up to 17 daily departures in summer. Once on Capri, you have time for the funicular up to Capri town, a wander through the Piazzetta, and maybe a chairlift to the top of Monte Solaro, or a boat ride around to the Blue Grotto if it is open. Allow 90 minutes to 2 hours each way, including the queue. That is 6 to 7 hours for a Capri day. Doable if your ship is in port 9 hours or more. Tight if it is in for 7. The Amalfi Coast option is the dream itinerary that catches a lot of cruisers out. You take the Circumvesuviana to Sorrento, about an hour. From Sorrento, the Sita bus runs the famous coastal road through Positano to Amalfi, the most photographed drive in Europe. Positano is 60 minutes from Sorrento by bus. Amalfi is 90 minutes. The views are extraordinary. The catch is the timing. From the cruise port to Sorrento is an hour. Sorrento to Positano is another hour. You spend 45 minutes in Positano. You take the bus back. Counting the train and the bus both ways, you have burned 6 hours of driving for about an hour on the ground. The Amalfi Coast is the option for cruisers who arrive in Naples on an overnight stop, never for a single 9-hour day. If you want to see Sorrento, stop at Sorrento instead. The Sorrento clifftop walks are gorgeous on their own. The next trap at this port is trying to do everything. Cruise lines sell excursions called Pompeii, Vesuvius, and Sorrento in one day, and on paper it is possible. In practice, you spend the entire day on a coach, you skim each site for 45 minutes, and you remember none of them. Pick one big thing and one smaller thing. Pompeii plus a Naples walk. Vesuvius plus a Naples walk. Capri solo. Pompeii alone with 3 full hours inside the park. Anything else is a tour bus highlights reel. If you stay in Naples for the afternoon, here is what to walk. The Centro Storico, Spaccanapoli, is the long, straight street that splits the old town in half. It is narrow, loud, draped with laundry, lined with churches and pastry shops. Walk it from one end to the other and you have done Naples. Stop at the Veiled Christ in the Cappella San Severo, a marble sculpture from 1753 of Christ under a transparent marble veil, carved from a single block of stone in a way that still confounds sculptors. The chapel sits on Via Francesco de Sanctis, a few minutes walk off Spaccanapoli. If you want to see the artifacts that came out of Pompeii, the frescoes, the mosaics, the bronze sculptures, they are not in Pompeii itself. They are in the National Archaeological Museum on Piazza Museo, a 15-minute walk north of the cruise terminal. The Battle of Issus mosaic from the House of the Faun, the secret cabinet of Roman erotic art, the Farnese Hercules are all in one building. An hour and a half is enough to see the highlights. Eat a sfogliatella, the shell-shaped Neapolitan pastry, at Scaturchio in Piazza San Domenico Maggiore. Castel Nuovo, the medieval pentagonal fortress next to the cruise terminal, was built in 1279 by Charles of Anjou when he moved the capital of southern Italy from Palermo to Naples. The triumphal arch on the front, with its white marble against the dark trachyte stone, was added in 1453 to commemorate Alfonso of Aragon's entry into the city. Half an hour inside, 15 minutes admiring it from the piazza. On premium versus budget, the day breaks down like this. A premium Naples day looked like a private guided Pompeii tour with skip-the-line access, a Vesuvius add-on, and a Margherita pizza at Pizzeria Brandi on the way back cost around $300 per person. A mid-range day is a group bus to Pompeii with included entry and skip-the-line access, lunch in the Pompeii village or on the way back, and a Naples evening walk, roughly $100. A budget day is the Campania Express train to Pompeii, the entrance ticket booked online, and a Domicile pizza for lunch under $40, and you have seen the headline ruins without booking a tour. Honestly, Naples is one port where a guided option earns its money on the Pompeii day. The cap rules mean booking in advance is mandatory. The train is an alternative that is prone to pickpockets, and a guide gets you to the buildings most people miss. The Lupanar with the original Roman graffiti, the Garden of the Fugitives with the body casts, and the Villa of the Mysteries with the painted ritual scenes outside the city wall. Without a guide, you wander the highlights and leave. With a guide, you understand what you are looking at. The last trap is the return clock. And at Naples, it has two parts. The Circumvesuviana, do-it-yourself, return is the most common failure mode because afternoon trains run hot, packed with commuters, and even a 30-minute delay can put you back at the dock 15 minutes after all aboard. The other failure is the Pompeii cap holding you to a slot that misses your ship. If you have a 1 in the afternoon slot and the morning train is delayed by 90 minutes, you have spent the entire morning queuing and have nothing to show for it. The fix on both counts is a cruise-aware operator who knows the timetable, has a backup, and gets you back to Stazione Marittima with a buffer. Cruise lines' own buses always wait for late tours by definition. Local operators with cruise experience build in the same buffer. Practical return advice. Stazione Marittima is a 5-minute walk from the metro station Municipio. If you are doing the day yourself, give yourself 2 hours of buffer between your scheduled Pompeii departure and the ships all aboard. The walk from Piazza Municipio back to the gangway is signposted and very short. Naples sailaway is one of the most dramatic in the Mediterranean. The volcano on the right, the bay opening up behind you, Capri visible on the horizon, and it is a deck experience worth being on board for. If you are on a cruise line bus, you walk straight from the coach into the terminal building. We have added our favorite local Naples tours in the description below. They are good value, smaller groups, and they have always got us back to the ship on time. Pompeii. With the cap, Vesuvius and the volcano view, or a slow Naples walk with pizza and a pastry, which would your Naples day be? Tell us below.